Trump hasn't finalized his China visit, but the US is already trying to show China who's boss. Regarding China-Russia cooperation, American lawmakers warned, if China buys Russian oil, the US will impose tariffs. So, what preparations has the US made for Trump's China visit? And why are American lawmakers warning China not to buy Russian oil?
Hello everyone, I'm Quan. Welcome to Global Express.
After Trump announced China and the US reached trade consensus, new details about his planned China visit emerged. According to Nikkei Asia, US officials are working on concrete plans for Trump's China visit. It's expected later this year, Trump will lead a delegation of dozens of CEOs to China. Given closer communication between top leaders of China and the US since their phone call, this visit is being closely coordinated. Trump has finally received the invitation to visit China. The view advocating engagement with China is gradually becoming dominant in Washington, and Trump is more inclined to deal with China through negotiation rather than confrontation. The shift in the US attitude is related to the failure of its previous coercive plans. After returning to the White House, the Trump administration used tariffs to force China. China refused to compromise and implemented countermeasures. The US side turned to dialogue. The aim is to reduce risks in bilateral relations. However, moderates, represented by US Treasury Secretary Bessent, gaining the upper hand doesn't mean hawkish politicians in the Trump administration will simply give up. On June 29, US Republican Senator Graham announced major news. He's pushing a new bill to impose tough sanctions on Russia. Trump has also expressed support for this. Graham stated that if China and India continue to purchase Russian oil and support Putin's war machine after the bill is passed, the United States will impose a hefty 500% tariff on imported products from China and India. So what is Graham's intention with this move? Some analysts believe that, given the current Russia-Ukraine situation, the US does not want Russia to receive more external support and continue to expand its gains on the battlefield. According to reports, during the past 2 weeks when the US was focused on the Middle East situation, Russian forces launched large-scale airstrikes on military facilities, refineries, and other targets within Ukraine, making it difficult for Ukraine, which is already short on manpower and lacking in weapons and equipment, to withstand the attacks. Against this backdrop, the US seeks to impose strong sanctions on Russia and threatens retaliation against China and India. This is an attempt to exert tariff pressure and prevent China and India from cooperating with Russia in the oil and gas sector, creating rifts in China-Russia and Russia-India relations. From China-US economic and trade cooperation perspective, Graham's threats likely urge China to buy American oil. After Israel-Iran ceasefire, Trump called on China to purchase US oil. Now, US lawmakers try to ban China from buying Russian oil. If bill passes, American oil could enter Chinese market on large scale. Overall, whether to expedite Russia-Ukraine peace talks, better understand China-Russia economic and trade cooperation, or find excuse for future actions to contain China, Trump administration will likely push this bill through. Tense China-US economic and trade relations.